Minasan, konbanwa. Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I guess we're playing part 2 today. I don't really know what we're up to, but we're just gonna go straight into it. He's just had his first day at this special school after suffering a major heart attack, and so now he's waking up for his second day of school. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. Huh? This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. He was in the hospital for like 6 months. Oh, I'm just gonna turn the music down. Come in it. Hi. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the right table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water, without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. It's weird when you first wake up, like the first time you wake up in a foreign room, especially if you know it's yours. It's not so bad if it's a hotel or like you're just crashing at a mate's. You kind of wake up and you instantly know where you are because you're not supposed to feel that connection. But yeah, like a boarding school room, a hospital room, even when like you just move house, or I live in Dunedin for university, but when I go and stay with my mum, it feels so weird like the first night or two. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. He's a bit of a poet, this dude, isn't he? It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. It goes for other things, too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. Oh, controversial. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizuni's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after class yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizuni about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. I used to do that too. Or I used to bite them off. It was a really weird habit. Oh, sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hi-chan. Clubs, right? I was like, what did we ask? My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. I have a couple of clubs. Do you guys have clubs? Write in the comments below what clubs you belong to. Huh. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. Don't know if you've noticed. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with doing whatever. So, you actually transferred at a very busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Hi-chan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizuni, asking her to bail her out. Shizuni adjusts her glasses at the end of her oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Huh? Oh, right. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizuni's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud.
Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Don't waste mine. Now, it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Duh.
The teacher clears his throat very loudly, bending his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without a care. Man, she's so cool.
We are in the middle of class and should start working. Stop asking me about clubs, you fucking freak. That's right, Shi-chan. What? Oh, that's right. Hee-chan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club?
No. I'm just asking in general, you stupid bitch. Of course I am. It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. What are these bitches planning? Straight up. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair getting up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything?
Hee-chan, is something wrong?
Do I look as uneasy as I feel, or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing.
Huh? Okay. Well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you?
You were asking that?
I thought I'd go to the
I thought I'd go to the library and pick up some books. Not really.
Do you want to have lunch together then?
Sure.
Yay! Okay, Hee-chan. Perfect.
The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. I feel like in a school like this, if someone just gets up and leaves, there should be no questions asked. They clearly have other things to cope with than just schoolwork and your stupid curiosity. Shizune looks a little more annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything.
Yes, it is, Hee-chan.
Impossible.
Really?
Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing. Not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Well, because she's being empathetic to her friend who probably doesn't know what the fuck is going on. It's probably also why she's so smart. It's because she can understand books. She can actually read them. I feel like these guys are very much like Galinda and Alphabet at this point. That's where the characterizations for me are going, at least. Obviously, it must be so hard Shizune can understand it. Oh, it must be so that Shizune can understand. Yeah. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. It will take some time to get used to. I'm glad that he's asking these types of questions, though. Because, yeah, I guess you would just always look at the translator, but it's actually the disabled person that you are talking to. So it's nice that he's at least thinking of that kind of thing. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. I'll contest that. See what I did there? I feel like a contest doesn't have to be about a prize. Just be a contest to do better. A competition to, even with yourself, just be better. Anyway. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me, as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. The prize is satisfaction to know that you've done better than you thought you could. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze.
Are you sure, Hee-chan?
Very sure.
Huh? You're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. See? I feel you, girl.
Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the girls disappear, and the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and packs up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them, even though that conversation literally just happened like 3 seconds ago.
Where do you want to eat?
The cafeteria?
That's so plain. Okay, let's go.
Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year, and then I, almost died and shit, so... Fuck. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some of the students favor eating in classrooms or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier.
So, Hee-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Shi-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first.
Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her pose as if she's about to deliver a speech.
Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in?
I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot.
There's a book club, right, Shi-chan? Right? But it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hee-chan. It's a really popular club, even though it's really unhealthy. Oh, okay, but more to the point, Hee-chan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind?
Not really.
They're gonna ask me to join their stupid club, aren't they? Good, great, that's great, Hee-chan. Really great.
Oh, she's getting annoying. Why is that so great?
No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council.
Yeah, here we go. I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the situation, in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says.
Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join.
Why?
Well, for one, we could hang out every day. Awesome, right? Right? Hee-chan, Shi-chan, and I are both in the student council. Well, we didn't see that coming, did we? The book club. Oh, yeah, that's full. And so is the soccer club and the walking club. And actually, all the clubs are full. You just can't go to any of them. But ours. Yeah. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course! We're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to.
So you're not admitting that?
No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan? What's wrong with us?
I can't tell if she's being genuine or if it's just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest. Although, they are already pretty cute to begin with. This is them looking their cutest. You gotta step up your game, girls. Step up the game. Well...
So it's settled then? Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. Pretty sure I didn't agree to anything. Why is that not an option? Why? Where are the options at in this game?
What? No, no!
Aw, see, Hee-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Hee-chan owes me candy now.
You're betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. That's a little dramatic. My life! Joining student council. My whole life, man. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes.
What? That's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game.
That's not what I said.
How about Rich Man, Poor Man, Hee-chan? If you lose... Oh, Rich Man, Poor Man, Hee-chan. If you lose, you have to join the student council.
No, absolutely not. I concur, not, because I bet this is going to be the only choice we get to make, and we're going to fuck it up, and we're going to end up being on the bloody student council.
Aw, why not?
Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is getting to me to join the student council, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up, and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline.
Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad.
Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizumi's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. True. Good point, actually.
In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council.
No!
How about a game of paper football instead of Rich Man, Poor Man?
Paper football?
Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goal points that the other person makes with their fingers. Like this. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan.
The ultimate form of competition, going like this and throwing a piece of paper. Yep. If anything, it's going to be thumb wars, right? I declare pinochle war.
And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hee-chan. Wahaha! That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men.
More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it.
Not necessarily. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hee-chan?
He just said, because you know about it, so... Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member of it, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it won't be that bad.
Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination.
I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything.
Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. Yeah, she probably is.
If you want to play, we can play after school. Oh, really, Hee-chan? You can play just for fun, We can play just for fun, Hee-chan. Hee-chan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached.
Well, okay.
Okay, perfect! We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan.
Wait, why there? I was just gonna say, like, oh yeah, here we go.
Because that's where we keep the game.
Likely story. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Need a Coke break.
Oh.
It's the girl. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the front door lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I try to escape. I feel a little offended. But I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past, that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? That doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to a cell.
What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right. We're just going to play a game of Risk, remember?
I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me till I agree to join the student council. I feel like the only sinister person here is you. I mean, their intentions are very obvious at this point. Yours is sketchy. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Also true, I'll admit to that. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. Oh, right, escorting him. Yeah.
That's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
What do you mean when their life is threatened? My life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that! I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than the classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a small desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a couple of regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps. Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else, in fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early?
Huh? No.
What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today?
Yeah, that's right. Or any other day.
Before I manage to ask why this is the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically.
Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. You want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up.
Man, I hope they tell me too, because I can't wait to read all the text about that. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. How would that be like? Maybe. Shizune's aggressive is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from both fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get attention.
Hee-chan, Shi-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. And I'm taking way too long to get the sentence out. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council.
I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no.
Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council.
You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Probably good with people, right?
Magnanimous?
She doesn't seem to know what the word means, neither do I, or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in turn signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. I do that when I'm trying to think of a word. I'm like, Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing.
Oh, wait, please. Slow down, Shi-chan. He-chan. Shi-chan says you're going to lose.
Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. With my massive dick.
Oh, okay.
Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief.
She says you have no choice if you keep playing like this. No, you won't.
She has a point. Attack aggressively. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively here.
Ooh.
Let's attack aggressively. I mean, in real life, I'd probably be going the defensive. And actually, he's like a shy person, so maybe defensive as well. Attack aggressively. She is either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose, though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. Yeah. Whoops. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration.
Woo! I win! Yay! Yokotta ne!
There's no need to translate that. It was pretty clear.
What? Don't look so hurt, He-chan, said He-chan. You were already giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. He-chan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Shi-chan is impressed.
You're welcome. Yeah, I did do that. That was all me.
The mark of great people is that they are daring and they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Is that great, He-chan?
You don't know me, ho. You don't know me, ho.
That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step. And there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Shi-chan, but that's so demanding.
Shizune leads forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start.
He-chan, would you like to join the student council?
Oh my god, stop. You've got literally zero fucking chill. She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at my other clubs yet. And spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe, maybe I'll get back to you on it.
Okay, He-chan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad.
No, really.
Really? He-chan, if you're going to say that, you're going to say that it's definitely the truth and there can't be any mistaking it.
I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous, really fucking creepy way. That feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall.
It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor, can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is?
No thanks. I've seen way too much of you for one day, so it's okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye!
One flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. That's not stairs, that's a ramp. One flight of ramp up, and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. I've got a really good suggestion. Why don't you open the door and find out? Via your eyeballs, which, unlike some of your classmates, works perfectly fine. Is the library one of these rooms, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar, so that I can see it's opened and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside, and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. Why is that embarrassing? I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle of my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. What do you expect is going to happen? There's no, friggin' three-headed dog behind the door, surely. The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I'd anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away.
Aw, she's so cute!
This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure, taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me.
Hello there. May I help you?
Staring directly in front of herself, the movements on her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand.
Care to take a seat?
Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slight cloudiness to her eyes, means she must at least be partially blind, like Kenji. Coming to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese.
Oh, I've given her an English accent. We're just gonna roll with it.
As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I would not find that comfortable at all. Just like having met this person, said one word to them, and then they just sit there like, how? How is that comforting? In the slightest.
I take it you are a new student to Yakamuka.
Yakamuka. What the fuck? Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her strained bow of greeting. One which I hastened to match before realizing the futility of the action.
I'm Lilly Sato. Pleased to meet you.
Isn't that our teacher's name? No, he's Mato, right? Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup.
Would you care for a drink?
Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind of nod, taking their request in stride. Oh my god, I can't speak. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there. Her left hand open lightly, touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems like a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. What's Shizune's disability, Misha's disability. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer preparing the drink.
So,
Her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance.
which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school.
The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring the water into the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it's being stirred.
I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no?
That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand.
He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do, including me, Kakoine.
As she sets down the tea. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm getting hungry. I can't speak. Coke break. Phone break. Nothing. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. I would say when a blind girl makes you a cup of tea, just be fucking grateful for it, mate. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She can probably tell you're lying. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face.
Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal.
She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well, I was going to say, what you just saying, she's extremely formal herself. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes.
Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the opposite floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students.
I see. Sorry. I just got that. I see. I feel like slapping myself for the faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. It's probably more insulting to go back and correct yourself once you've... it's just a colloquialism, right? I see. I understand. It's not I physically see.
My, there's no need to change your speech on my account.
Sure. Sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here.
An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions.
A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Did you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking of it, this might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at.
I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea.
Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join?
The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, though, such as the art and music clubs.
At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rule as my old one. I actually think it's a good thing to join a club ASAP, because you get to make friends, although he doesn't seem to be doing a bad job of doing that himself. Is it compulsory to join a club?
It isn't, though it is encouraged.
Ah, good. That's a relief. I've really let my guard down around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Oh, it is now evening. We must have spoken for a long time.
That's good when you can find someone that you can talk to for a long time and then realize, wow, we've been talking for a really long time. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room has distinctively orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. What do you mean, even here? It's a fucking schoolmate. Huh? The time's gone quickly.
Sorry?
Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. She can probably feel the sun, like, through the window getting lower, right? And it getting darker. Like, even when you close your eyes, when someone, like, goes like that, you can sometimes see it if it's bright. It looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time.
Sorry, Haseo. I don't mean to keep you from the library for so long.
I quickly move to allay her concern. Appease her concern. Oh no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think about it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lilly seems likely to know in any case.
True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays.
I quickly glance at my watch and confirm I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lilly. She smiles and gives a deeper nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her.
It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is?
I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. I mean, I've been really unsuccessful so far, and I feel like the story plotline is for some reason keeping me away from this fucking library. But I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Unless my navigational skills fail me. Which they seem to have the habit of doing.
It's all right. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you.
This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure then, that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight retractable cane that had been slipped. Oh, fuck. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. That's a really difficult sentence. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appropriate smile at the gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with the distinctive smell of old books giving the place an almost old-world air. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms.
Yuko, are you here?
She says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course, Lilly can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Aww. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces to extremely rigid attention. Oh god,
Hey, Lilly, how can I help you?
Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head.
Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound.
It's nothing. I just hit my head.
See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came in and you surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know.
It's okay. Sorry for making you worry.
This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me.
She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frenetically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter.
Yes, worse things have happened.
The girl fidgets with her fingers, as Lilly doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lilly, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a librarian perfectly. I mean, we can see her. Unlike Lilly, we can see what she looks like. You don't need to tell us. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 important books that arrived. Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but...
Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does.
Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry.
The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling.
He's with me, Yuko. This is Hiseo, a new student. Hiseo, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Hiseo, right? Hiseo. Pleased to meet you too, Hiseo.
For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name in her mind so she won't forget.
Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hiseo a little something about the library?
Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror.
Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he'd be interested in. This is too much responsibility.
How is any responsibility at all? I don't get it. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are.
But...
So there are a lot of books in Braille here, huh? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems too. Not exactly relaxed, but at least looks slightly less tense.
Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio.
Makes sense, given all the blind students that would be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place?
Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is so adequately endowed. That's probably why, and also probably not the greatest word choice. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shove all of them. I want to die. It's so troublesome, and they waste so much. I wish I could quit this job.
Don't tell the students that. That's really downer. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of way too much information. I'll just go check the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me.
Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's all right with you.
My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow shelves, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and Braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lilly and snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has this odd student sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I heard her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of questions in my head. Intrigue floats slowly, but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself, as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate, after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third of it, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I'm shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. See, he is, quite thoughtful about the conditions and how he should react to each one. I really like that. We have a choice. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and I remember what I walked up to her for. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Hi, I'm new here, Hiseo Nakai, we're in the same class. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Oh, purple-haired girl. I'm gonna give her my voice, because we've got both really long dark hair, although mine's not purple. It's okay. That sounds horrible compared to, like, exaggerated voices. The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. So, do you mind if I sit here? She seems to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods, just a little. Okay. I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind her book. Life of Pi. Never heard of it. For a bookworm, you've never heard of Life of Pi? So, sorry again for startling you. I'm Hiseo. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying. I know. We are in the same class. Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible even in the still library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako. I'm Hanako. I resist the urge to say, that's a nice name, just to have something to say. But really, it's the only thing I can think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other. And here I am, being all bothered and fussed about that kind of thing. Well, don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books, if you don't mind. She nods a little and sighs a little relief. So I tried to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in her book. Uncomfortable silence consumes us. My eyes still wander to her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scars she's hiding. After a while, I realize that she's doing the same, and only pretending to be immersed in Life of Pi. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, though. It darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, the chain reaction is unstoppable. She stands forcibly up from the beanbag and takes a deep breath. I've got to be doing something. Without warning, Hanuko takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair-like takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she had a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lilly and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanuko myself, I approach the girls. Hanako. Hey, did you see or notice a girl run past here?
Maybe. What did she look like?
Long, dark hair, kind of shy. She had, well, some scars on her face.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something.
Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I had better try to find her. Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time.
Right, I'll see you later then. Lilly hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing. I was just looking for some books, and then she got in a fit and ran off. The most offending thing I could think of was that I might have looked at her general direction a few times.
Well, she's a very timid girl. You have to be very careful around her. She can be very jumpy, I think, and she's not accustomed to talking with other people.
Isn't that a bit strange?
I wonder. It's just how she is, I think.
Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how would I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony, like I'm supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it.
I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way.
I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, and she blushes heavily.
What? Did that sound stupid?
No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us have anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desks really like doing that.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I am the one that has to do it. I hope that's not too convenient for you. Inconvenient? Sorry, my English is not that good.
Oh yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because, I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanoko and I were sitting and returned to the counter.
Well, you read a lot, don't you?
I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill in that time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to my door. I wonder if I'll see Kenji Potter. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Oh, God. Who is it? Oh, it's Kenji. Who is it? I turn around to see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday. I don't think so. I remember someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and you're telling the truth, which is probably more likely than the other thing I'm about to suggest, and I just can't remember, or that thing I was saying. You are a spy, mate. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. That's the point of them, probably. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger in my face damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you can pass as Hiseo because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim, maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes closer. My voices are getting all jumbled up. Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did. Oh, wait. I see it now. Damn. It really is you. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards, just in case. What's up, man? You don't look good, I think. Something went wrong. I don't know. Just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you don't just count this one. I can't get a proper touch on people here. I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah. I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all that, but you just can never be too careful, yeah? It's hard. The reality we live in. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see? This is how it is, this world. There's no justice, you see? Even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. That's deep, man. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So, what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. Was it my fault, really? I think I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl. A cute one. Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face, I guess it could go either way.
Of course she was cute. Of course. もちろん可愛いですよ.
Yeah, cute, I guess.
I knew it. There are a lot of cute girls here. I was going to say that. Probably not trying to be nasty, but a school like this, there's probably not going to be such good-looking people.
A strangely disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of the school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark. Like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in the school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60 to 40. He turns his head to the left and steers off into the distance at nothing. Why is this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad. But that is a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but nah. What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by cutting out now. No, I'm not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he really doesn't care if my mind is blowing or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. This disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In this case, this Cold War turns hot, and they have superiority in numbers. Yeah, he's like a delusion guy. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the build-up of a military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women. Soon, the day will come when... Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That is why you can't trust them. They will string you along and then kill you, just as they killed me. You will end up just like me. Wow, it's powerful shit. Oh, hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what the hell does that mean? Well, you clearly think it's a bad thing too, considering you're warning us not to become like you, so don't get offended. You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that? Damn rude! Where was I? Oh yeah, vast feminist conspiracy. Stop it! I lost you way back there somewhere around feminist infiltration. Too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room, and puppets. You like puppets? No puppets. I don't like puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay. Graphs are still cool though, right? He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. So very, very wrong. Something on your mind, dude? Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an unsane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an unsane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream, man. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part. And that part is kind of important. There can only be one, like in that foreign movie where there could only be one, and in the end, there was only one dude left because that was the point. I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that the school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal. I'm going to bed now. It's extremely late. Challenge accepted. As tangled as, Hanoko's hair. Moving on. That doesn't sound like an analogy. Whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Don't act like you like us, to be honest. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later! He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly. It's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it like a ghost. Maybe he is. Dun dun dun! I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up, so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are so cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just to be lying here with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony! One would think that fitting into a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. I'm not reading that sentence again. You get the general idea. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls and empty heart. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending to be a school than I ever thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Oh. That's us. Part 2. Done and dusted. Katawa Shoujo. I'm liking it. Again, my biggest complaint so far, we're gonna not do this, but my biggest complaint so far is clearly that there is no actual, I want to be interactive. I want to choose more choices. I want to affect the storyline. I'm really assuming that's going to happen sooner or later. But I'm still really liking it, and if you are also enjoying it, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. John!